Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see a man who's been in charge for more than a decade, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions, as they match up with the longtime Raven Joe Flacco and his new team, the Denver Broncos. With that, we're off to the Rocky Mountains. Standing by in Denver, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game. So they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And the Mile High Air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it.
Get away, D! Get away, D! You got nothing.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game.
And how about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield, and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And we look now at the Lions offense.
Running back Kerryon Johnson was drafted out of Auburn in the 2nd round in 2018 to become the Detroit Lions lead running back, something they haven't had in a long time. In fact, in 2018, he ran for over 100 yards in a game in September, the first Lions back over 100 yards since Reggie Bush on Thanksgiving Day in 2013. They're hoping that continues, and he'll be the 3-down runner that they've been seeking.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. The numbers for Johnson in last week's game, 14 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown as well.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on him. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately. I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me is balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the veteran signal caller. It's 12th season now out of Delaware for Joe Flacco.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
Wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The offensive starters now for the Broncos.
And how about Phillip Lindsay's rookie season? Began the year 3rd on the depth chart. Finished it in the Pro Bowl. Not bad for an unrestricted free agent out of Colorado with speed to burn.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
3 wide, 3 wide. Check Mike 47, check Mike 47. I'm coming. Hey, exit. I'm coming. 47 Mike, 47 Mike. Mike 47. Rip right, rip right. Gun.
Flacco. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
You better be afraid of me.
Flacco from the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. This one complete to the running back, Lindsay. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
51. Check. Hey, wahoo! 47. Let's set a tone, fellas. Gun.
Looking for 2 yards here on 3rd down. Flacco. And able to find Garcon. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
2nd and 5 now. Flacco, he's got his big tight end, Fant.
Holding offense.
They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Check, 47. I'm coming. Both sevens and Mike. Yellow.
On second down, Flacco to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now you got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
To throw again on second down. Stafford looking downfield and that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We're scoreless after 1. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. And this is caught by Kearse. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 30. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here we go.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. 23 yards on the play.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Stafford on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Stafford now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football.
Caught by Jones. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 22 yards there, a first down. So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick 6. Here's Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson. Touchdown number 18 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point good by Prater. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
A, B, and C. And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Flacco to throw here on 3rd down. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Trey Flowers make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They begin the drive with Johnson. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Throwing on third down. Stafford under pressure again, and down he goes again. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
1st and 10, and Flacco looking to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was looking to get it to Phillip Lindsay there, but it'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Flacco. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you could hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17. Von Miller, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He completes it to Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Prater for the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Flacco got a man. That's complete to Hamilton. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
Mike 47. Mike 47. Rock it. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
From the gun, Flacco. And that will be incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. It's a net of 40 there. A punt of 48 and a return of 8. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here. Not only blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, That means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Johnson on the counter. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Now Johnson. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they receive from them.
Now Flacco. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. On 1st down, Flacco. He gets this with a Garcon. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsey. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Give him 6 there, but now it's 3rd. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
Let's go, baby. Mike's 47. Mike's 47. Go. Baby. 47's the Mike, boy. 47. Gun. 47.
Flacco. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
That's what I'm talking about. Sacks all day.
You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. We talk about some terrific athletes. We're trying to put them on the ground.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 2nd down, Johnson. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You're over here. You're over here. 47. Mike, 47.
To pass, Flacco. And that is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Flacco looks to throw. And that is intercepted.